Hi guys, this is Nano and this is Laura, and we're going to talk about social stories with you today. Brief introduction to social stories. Um, Social stories is a technique developed by Carol Gray to promote the development of appropriate and desirable behaviors among students with autism spectrum disorder. The intervention is basically a narrative story that explains a behavior in positive terms and justifies the behavior using the student as a first-person narrator. If you look at the handouts, you'll see there are primarily three types of sentences used in a social story: descriptive sentences, perspective sentences, and directive sentences. You should write 2 to 5 descriptive and perspective sentences for each directive sentence in a story. There should only really be one directive sentence per story, but this can be adjusted depending on student needs and strengths. And social stories should be brief and positively stated. Cool. And we're going to do a quick role play.
Yeah. So I'm going to play the teacher explaining to Nana what sort of social story we're going to be using. So today I want to talk to you about telling jokes at school. And it's totally fine to tell jokes at recess and lunch and free time, but I've noticed that when you tell jokes to your classmates during silent reading time or silent work time, that they can get kind of frustrated because they're trying to concentrate. So to help remember to tell jokes at recess, lunch, and free time, I wrote a little story that I would like you to read to me.
Okay. Right here?
Yes.
I like to tell jokes. It is fun to laugh and make others laugh. It's okay to tell jokes and laugh during recess, lunch, or free time. Sometimes I feel like telling jokes during class. When I tell jokes during class, my teachers and friends can get distracted and frustrated. During class, people are working and reading quietly. I will try to work and read quietly during class and only tell jokes during recess, lunch, or free time. My teachers and friends like it when I remember to work and read quietly in class.
That's a social story.
Yep, pretty simple and easy to use. So, some of the strengths about social stories is each story can be individually tailored to meet the specific needs of each student in the classroom.
And as you saw by our role play, they're really simple to write and again, like Nano said, simple to tailor to whatever behavior you're trying to increase or decrease.
Mm-hmm. It can be tailored to really any skill or situation that you could encounter in a school.
One of the limitations, though, is that it can't be the only intervention for the student. It's certainly effective, but other interventions must be implemented as well.
Yep.
You want to talk about?
And then, yeah, students can become too reliant on the story too. I've seen in my classrooms where the student doesn't remember to follow the skill unless the story is read to him or he's read the story in the morning. He'll forget. So, yeah, remember to fade those stories.
And there is a necessary component. You need student buy-in to kind of make it seem like not a completely ridiculous concept and that you're trying to teach them something, and kind of being able to explain it to themselves is a good way for them to learn how to do it instead of you telling them to do or not do things all the time.
Yeah. So adapting for specific populations, we wanted to remind you to remain mindful of students' culture, race, gender, and socioeconomic status when you're writing social stories. So really try hard not to include any potentially insensitive material. Don't assume what a student's home life is like unless you know for sure.
So maybe don't make a social story about cleaning their room because you can't assume that they have a bedroom. Mm-hmm. Same with like taking care of things around the house. They might have an apartment instead. Yeah. For ELL students, you can use simpler vocabulary. You can use visuals. You can have it translated into their primary language, and you can also model the behaviors.
Cool. And then really simple for EBD populations. I'm thinking for my self-contained EBD classroom that social stories can be easily aligned with the interventions you're already using in class. And if a student is struggling with a specific skill that they need to use to meet one of your classroom requirements or expectations, then the social story can supplement that intervention.
So I'll be in a 0.5 LRC class, and so I might use this for if students tend to get frustrated when working on certain subjects, or using a social story as a first person to think things like, I will try my best, even though I might get frustrated. I will try my hardest to complete the assignment.
Yeah. And that's all we have for you guys.
That is
so
it.
I know, super quick, fast. Thanks a lot.
Oh, we need to credit
Oh yeah, and it's
Carol Gray.
Carol Gray. She's got a trademark on that, so
Yeah.
make sure you give her credit. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.